body confidence coach, we know that people may not have either the confidence to go to the gym or to do whatever. They might go swimming either for the same reason they don't want to get into a swimsuit. And I see that particularly with young teenage girls. So what kind of help can we give people to get beyond that point?
Well, I loved what you're saying, both of you. It's so powerful. And especially this not comparing, because there is only one of us. You know, we're unique, we cannot be compared. And it's so interesting about the gym as well, because in my earlier life, I trained as a dancer, and I struggled so hard. You know, dancers were incredible, you know, you had to be thin to be a dancer. I wasn't thin, and I struggled all the time trying to get thinner, trying to get into the dancing school that I wanted to get into. And eventually I lost a massive amount of weight, got into the dancing school I wanted to get into, and suffered from there on in. The mirrors, powerful, because I spent every single day of my life in front of a mirror, and you know what, technically as a dancer, they're supposed to be there to be used as making you better, looking at your line, looking at your form, looking at how if you're doing an arabesque, how is it coming across? But you know what, 90% of the girls, we had 3 boys in the school at the time, but 90% of the girls would walk into those dance studios and crumple. We would look in the mirror and we'd be going, oh my God, look how fat I am. I've been away for the weekend and I've put on 4 pounds and it shows. And so, you know, we were working, although we loved to dance, the joy of dance was always marred by the fact that we weren't perfect. And I think what we're really talking about here, which is so powerful, is the relationship that we all have with ourselves. And to really, you know, when you were saying about not comparing, absolutely. We are, every single person here, there's just one of you. You know, nobody walks, moves, talks, has the life experience that you have, and that makes you unique. You know, if you were a work of art, you would be priceless. And so for me, it's very much about the relationship that we have with ourselves. I suppose doing the body confidence coaching, and I train coaches now to become certified body confidence and well-being coaches. But one of the big things is, how do you keep falling in love with yourself so much that actually it doesn't become a chore to look after yourself? You want to. Because at the bottom of, I think, all of this is our relationship with ourselves, and especially young people. You know, I do a lot of work with younger people and looking at their confidence and how to build it and how that they can be themselves. And there's so much pressure today, you know, to conform. I mean, when I was growing up, it was hard enough, you know, but I didn't have Instagram, I didn't have Facebook, and it was still hard, you know, going to school and being different and being the odd one out. And it's really, if we can teach our young ones, you know, from day one really, to say, you know, gosh, you're beautiful, and isn't this great the way that you do this? And rather than bring ourselves down or criticize ourselves every time we look in the mirror, like you were saying beautifully with the steps forward, you know, well done. I took a step forward. You know what? I could have taken no steps forward. I took a step forward. I'm so pleased and proud of myself. And, you know, there was one lady I remember I was coaching a few years back, lovely lady, but she was having a real problem with exercise. And she said, I hate it. I hate going to the gym, all of this kind of stuff. And she bought herself a treadmill at home, and she said, I just ignore it. I walk straight past the treadmill, I fling my coat over it, and I ignore it. It's now become a coat stand. And yes, in almost every house. I mean, I had for years a bicycle. And it was in my bedroom, and you would have thought that the idea was to wake up in the morning and get on the bicycle. So I named my bicycle Harry. Oh no, that doesn't sound right, does it? But I named my bicycle Harry because I thought maybe I'd cycle more. And that's come across really not the right way. But you know what I mean. So anyway, you know what I mean. It was my motivation.
We're the only family.
But you know what? All I ended up doing was just walking straight past Harry and going, another time. You know, we'll have to meet another time. So one of the big things for me is if you can instill a really positive habit, like using baby steps, like you were saying about sustainability and taking these tiny baby steps. Yes. And this lovely lady came to see me and she said, I just can't do it. I can't go to the gym. I can't do anything. I said, So coaching is very much about taking action and learning and taking baby steps of change. And I said to her, how about this as a mini coaching challenge? What would you say to getting on your treadmill for only 2 minutes a day? And she said to me, but that's ridiculous. What good is 2 minutes going to do a day? And she said, that's not going to make me lose weight. That's not going to get me the results I want. So I said, well, that's not the point. The point is that you get on the treadmill 2 minutes a day. Can you do that? Can you give 2 minutes to yourself? And she said, yeah. And I said, okay, so that's the deal. After 2 minutes, you get off the treadmill. And she was like, I still don't see how this is going to work. And so I said, well, look, try it for a week, see how it goes. So she did. She came back to a coaching session. And I said, how's it been going? And she said, well, I did it. I got on the treadmill 2 minutes every day. I said, how was it? She said, it's okay. I said, did you do it for 2 minutes every day? She said, yeah. I said, did you manage to fit it into your life? Yeah. We went on for another 2 weeks, then a third week. And she started to up it, maybe to 5 minutes. By the end of 3 weeks, she'd built a habit. And that was powerful.
And that is, I suppose that is the message, that we set the challenge too high sometimes, and it's unachievable.